All right, here we go. We're live. So, we got Sean Michael Crane here. Um, going to talk a little bit about what he's working on with me right now. We are, well, I specifically am on my third day of a fast. And I didn't go just water only. I am doing bone marrow broth, but it's under 100 calories a day. And it still gets me, I think, about 80 grams of protein. And you can have black coffee. So, and I don't even like black coffee, but I'm taking anything I can get right now. But I was day 3 this morning. I was 7 pounds lighter on the scale. I know some of that's water weight, and I'm not like, and I really don't care about pounds. Me and you talk about this a lot, but you know, I think if everything goes right, I think 10% is easily doable. I think it's actually doable sooner than the end of September. I'm shooting for the beginning of September. So it's been fun, man. And, I've been doing the long walks every night at a fast pace. I got the assault bike in the other room. I'm going to go hit that after this. Just one quick burst. I'll try to do 2 1-minute bursts just to get the heart going and the calories burning. But I'm not trying to work out during this fast hard. I'm trying to do light things. But how am I doing?
Dude, I mean, 3 days into the fast, that's pretty amazing. And like you said, I mean, the first 8 pounds of weight loss when it comes off fast is usually water weight, but that's good because then you start tapping into, actually body fat and the more you shrink those fat cells, the less water weight you're going to retain anyway. Like your tissue and your muscles too hold on to a lot of water. But so you're 3 days in. I want to know, like, how was that first 24 hours of the fast?
For some reason, I kind of cheated. I had I know the Ninja Creamies. I woke up at midnight and had a big tub. It was all protein, but it wasn't. So the first 24 hours, if I have to think, because it would be starting at midnight to midnight, right?
Yeah.
So I'll tell you this: without the bone marrow broth, I would have, like, I literally feel the nutrients entering my system. I got up a couple of times yesterday, one day in, and I was dizzy as hell. I mean, I'm walking around and like I had the bone broth, and I'm like, boom, back to normal. But you look at it, it's so high in protein, so low in everything else, low in sodium, low in carbs, low in calories, that I know it's not a pure water diet. And this is electrolytes, because that's one of the main things you need to be drinking is electrolytes when you do the fat. And it's got zero everything in it.
Yeah, yeah, so for anyone watching, Tommy's doing, like, an extended fast. This got really popular last year when Dana White did it. He posted him and Gary Brecka, worked together, and Dana White did his before picture and after picture after an 86-hour fast, and he looked shredded, man. He looked like he was gonna go in the octagon and fight, and so Gary Brecka posted the criteria for what he had him do, and it was nothing for the first 48 hours other than electrolytes. And after the first 48 hours, you have bone broth twice a day. And it's crazy because just the bone broth, like knowing that it's coming in the evening, you get to drink it. From a psychological standpoint, it's like it's rejuvenating. It's something warm. You literally feel it, like literally going through your body. And so the reason that we had Tommy do it, number one, to kind of kickstart and expedite the weight loss, and the goals that he's after. But number two, the long-term health benefits. Like research shows that you're 70% less likely to get cancer, Alzheimer's. There's a bunch of other like diseases that people die from, 70% less likely to get those in your lifetime from doing this one prolonged fast, which is incredible. So that's why I did it. I did 86 hours in January, and it was, I liked it. It was awesome because it was a mental test, a physical test. And I like testing and challenging myself, but then knowing that I'm doing something that could help me for the rest of my life from a health standpoint, why not do it? So if anybody's listening, like we are both challenging you to take on the fast. Let us know, post about it on Facebook or wherever. But I had a bunch of my guys in the Unstoppable program at the time do it, and a bunch of other people. I was posting about it on Facebook, and I saw all these people start doing it, and it was just really cool because it just shows you when you're doing something different or taking on a personal challenge, like it inspires other people to do the same for their own lives. And that's what we're after here, Tommy. Like, yeah, you have a goal to get down below 10%. We're sharing it on Facebook. You see all these people are getting fired up and joining, right? But it's like, dude, we want to do things that are different and get people thinking, oh, why don't I do that? Why don't I improve my health? Why don't I get down to 10% body fat? And set a higher standard for the way people are living. Because just in society, man, standards have gotten so low that it's okay to be obese and out of shape. Like people die early, they eat all this bad food. And it's like, screw that, man. We want to change the way people operate and how they live. So it's cool to document everything and show people what you're doing every day to become your best self.
Yeah, I'll tell you, one of my good buddies, Jerry Finney and Travis Ringy, both HVAC plumbing guys. This guy sold his company for, I think, a few $100 million, and he died when he was 39.
Wow.
And everybody's out there, this pursuit of just financial freedom, I think. I won't say money. I think financial freedom. And just being able to do what they want, when they want, with who they want. But when they're missing the biggest piece of the energy and the ability to focus and be present and the mental acuity, I just think a lot of people, they make excuses. And I can make excuses. And they're going through a storm. There's stuff going on. It's not easy at work. The kids are younger still. They need a lot of attention. But there's something I posted on Facebook the other day. Like, if you want something, you'll make time for it. There's no such thing as an excuse. I just don't buy it. I used to. And then I realized I wasn't in control of my own schedule. And I realized if I looked and I reflected at night how much time I wasted. And man, how much would you pay? Let's say you're 60 years old. Let me ask you a question. Let's say things continue to go really well for you, Sean, and you're 65 years old and you got 100 million in your bank account. Would you give it all away to be 20 again? I mean, obviously there's some kid stuff. You don't want to unerase your kids, but just, would you give all the money away to go back 45 years to when you're 20?
Yeah, the overall like idea of being able to be young and healthy and run and being like a great body and your youth is everything, man, and your health is everything. Absolutely. Like I want to live feeling like I'm 20 as long as I can. That's the goal because we have energy. We can go run up mountains. We can run on the beach. You could swim in the ocean. You can there's nothing like having a vital body. And we were with Joe Polish last week and he goes, people who are healthy, they have millions of goals and dreams, right? But people who are unhealthy, they have one dream, one wish, and that's just to be healthy. Because I think a lot of people don't understand, like you take it for granted until it's gone or there's something that's compromising your health. Imagine a guy who becomes a paraplegic. Like that guy can never walk or run again. He'd give anything to have a day walking on his legs and running up mountains or whatever, So yeah, absolutely. And for me, dude, honestly, I'll say this and most people wouldn't agree. But so I've had some money. I'm not as wealthy as you, Tommy, yet. I'm working on it. And I've been dead broke and poor, living in a jail cell. And I've been just as happy in moments where I was dead broke and poor living in a jail cell than I am out here with everything I ever wanted. Happiness for me is an equation, like based on, how we're living. It's not based on some external factor or some digits in a bank account. Yeah, when you accumulate money, it allows you to do more stuff with your life. But like, if you're not living as the person you want to be, you're taking that lesser version of you everywhere you go anyway. So it's like, I want to be mentally and physically and spiritually as fit as possible, and then do the biggest things I can in business and with my life. But I would never, ever compromise my health or my like overall well-being to go out and pursue material stuff. And I think a lot of people do in society, and they don't even realize they're doing it. They don't know how good it could be if they prioritize their health. And you said earlier, like a lot of people make excuses. It's not I can't, it's I won't. Like I read
Yeah.
that recently, right? It's not I can't, it's I won't. And if you think about that, you're like, "Oh, wow, that's true." Like, I could get up in the morning and run. I just won't. I could not eat dessert, right? It's possible. I just won't. I could prioritize my health more. I just won't. And when people start to reframe the way they think about it like that, like, damn, okay, everything I do in my life is either out of necessity or it's a priority. And we have to really look at the big picture and go, if I continue going on this path, am I going to be where I want to be in 10 years, or am I going to look back with regret? I always do that because I have young kids. I'm always asking myself, okay, the way I'm living right now, am I going to look back in 10 years when they're bigger, or 20 years, and just be very remorseful that I didn't do X, Y, and Z, spend more time, take more trips, whatever. So I'm always doing that to self reflect on my life to make sure that I'm living in a way now that I'm going to be proud of in the future.
Oh, that's a great point, especially when you have kids. But regardless, I think a lot of times people let their inner bitch win.
Yeah.
And the inner bitch is a really loud voice when you let it. If you let it keep winning, it takes over. It hits the snooze button several times. It comes home and it lies down. It doesn't get back up. It eats the dessert. It drinks that fifth beer. It's the guy that or the gal that keeps chips,
Yeah.
and all the junk food in the house, and the snacking and the Cheez-Its and the Doritos. It's the processed food. It's the stuff that literally kills your brain cells that the FDA should be in jail for. Steve Jobs once said on his deathbed, "You'll take your food as your vitamins, or you're going to be taking vitamins as your food." And that's so true. Like, literally, like, if you're not eating the healthy stuff and nutrients that you need, one day you're going to be on so much medication, your body won't be able to rebound. The human body is one of the most miraculous things of all ever created. I mean, the fact is, your liver cleans everything. Your kidneys work at that. The way it all gets put together. My cousin went to the hospital, the doctor's office, and he said, "I got to get you on 3 medications. Your blood pressure, your cholesterol levels, you know." And he said, "Well, what other choices do I have?" He goes, "Well, I'll give you 1 month. If you could cut 30 pounds and actually get in shape, you can naturally do this. But otherwise, you're going to be on this medication forever." And that changed his why. He's like, "F this. I've got a young daughter that's 3 years old. I'm not going to be on all this medication and not be able to get out of a chair. What the hell is that?" So, I mean, he got in really, 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 really amazing condition, shape. And I'm going to be golf with him in a couple weeks. And I'm really proud of what he did. But that's something where I'm like, I look at people, Sean, I don't mean to be a dick, but there's nobody better than me. So even when I look at you and you look amazing, I'm like, I could fucking kick his ass. Excuse my French. So it's just the way I was raised. It's just my mental, like, and it's not, look, there's part of me coming from that side of like, I could beat anybody. Like, come on, dare me. And then there's part of me saying, I want to walk in a room and be my best self. And there's part of me that wants to live long. Yeah. I want to live long for my future kids. I want to live long for Bree. I want to live long for A1. I want to live long for the people that I love. Yeah. And so when it all adds up, and I don't put a rank on it, I'm sure if I really wanted to, I could build out a bar chart for you. But I definitely, you don't know how long you want to live till you're unhealthy and you're not about to live any longer. Like, it's all good until that day. Everything's fine. Yeah, I don't have the energy, but everything's fine until you get the phone call. Until you're doing a physical and you're like, you should have came in earlier. Now it's stage 4. Everything's good until it's not. And that's the scary part. So why wait?
Well, yeah, dude, those are such good points. And you need to have that thing inside you that says, I can be the best. You know, like, you want to look at people and be like, I could do that and I could probably do it better. Like, that's what all really high achievers have, is that unwavering belief in themselves, you know? So I love hearing that. But back to your other point, like, you know, a lot of people have just gotten soft because it's never been easier to become fucked up in life. And excuse my language, but it's true. It's never been easier to be lazy, to get fat, to get addicted to substances. Like, right now on your phone, you could look at porn. Then you could Uber Eats some unhealthy food right to your doorstep. They probably deliver cannabis right to your house too. And then doctors are going to give you pills that get you high, like Oxycontin, Vicodin. They'll just send you a prescription. So it's like, dude, our world right now is designed to massively suppress people. That's why probably 8 out of 10, maybe 9 out of 10 people in America right now are suppressed. They're addicted. They're suffering. They're suffering. And they're always looking for more. Netflix, food, pills, alcohol, porn. Like it's just a pleasure seeking society. Drive-throughs for everything. Like there's very few things are really earned. And the people that are going out there to work hard and earn it, they stand out in their money and their businesses with their families and their physique. You know, there's nothing really more than like a business, an organization you've built or someone's physique that it like you can't be given that, Tommy. It's not something you bought at the store. Like you had to learn it and grind to create what you've created there in Phoenix at A1 Garage Doors. Like I went to your facility last week and I was blown away. Well, guess what? The same goes into a physique that stands out with low body fat, lots of muscle. Everything's running like a well-oiled machine, like a Ferrari, like a Lamborghini, you know? That's years of dedication, years of commitment, years of sacrifice. All those are intangibles that carry over in other parts of life. And when you become that person, that's how you start to really tap into true happiness and self-love and inner peace, you know? But dude, it's crazy. Like you could work your ass off for 10 years, right? This happened to me recently. Every day, discipline, discipline, discipline. And then a couple days go by where you're off your routine. And it is so easy to then give in to those temptations and give in to that inner weakness we have. A year and a half ago, my daughter was in the hospital for 2 weeks. She had complicated pneumonia. Her lung collapsed. It was terrifying for me and my wife. We thought the worst was going to happen. And I remember during that time, I was just with her every day at the hospital. I didn't care about working out, business, my sleep and wake up time. I was just there with her. And when we finally brought her back home and she was okay to be checked out, getting back on my routine, like I'm someone with a lot of discipline, a lot of drive behind me, but it was even challenging. I felt it. I was like, damn, like I'm off my routine. It feels really hard to get back, you know, to waking up early, going to the gym, doing my thing. Yeah, I just gone through a really emotional thing with my daughter and my wife, but it just goes to show you like it takes years to establish the discipline that we're all after. So we have control over our decisions. So we do things that move us towards a better life. And literally 1 or 2 days off your routine or making those wrong decisions, it can crumble everything you've worked so hard to create. So that's why every day I'm so focused on like, you know, which beast are you feeding? Which version of yourself are you feeding based on your decisions? You know, every decision and action, you're either breathing life into that person you want to be, your highest self, your best self, or you're giving power to that weaker self. You know, that person that says, oh, screw it, I'm going to sleep in. That person that says, I'm going to eat the nachos instead of the chicken. I'm going to drink the beers tonight, even though I said I was going to be sober. Everyone has two versions.
Lie to yourself.
Right? Everybody has two versions of themselves. And sadly, to say, most people become a lesser version of themselves based on their decisions over their lifetime.
So the story goes like this. One day there's an Indian and his grandson walks up to him and he says to his grandson, there's two wolves inside of all of us there's two wolves inside all of us, and one is benevolent, one is kind, one is passionate, one is loving, one is just goes on and on about this one wolf. Then the other one said, he said, the other one is envious, it is jealousy, it is anger, it is deception. And the grandson, there's a fight that goes on between all of us, and these are the two wolves. And the grandson says, grandfather, which one wins? He says, whichever one that you feed. So I truly believe, because I can hear the voice inside. I make promises to myself. And I know that if I could keep my word to myself, and when I say I'm going to do something, all of a sudden things start to become successful in my life. When you start lying to yourself and ignoring your conscience, I mean, it talks about this in the Bible. But when I walk in a room, like we hire about 35 to 50 guys a month. I literally look at their shape and I say, are they going to be a winner? I 100% say, does this guy got what it takes? Does he have the discipline and consistency to even make himself feel healthy? He's going to walk around all day with migraines and need energy drinks and be lethargic and huff and puff getting down a ladder. How's he supposed to smile at a customer when he can't smile at himself in the mirror?
Yep.
Like who? Listen, I've been there and I know how it feels. So this is not me calling out people because I've been there. It's different when you've been there. This is me talking to myself. If I got to talk to my younger self, Sean, I would just say, listen, dude, you don't have to go alone. There's other people that can hold you accountable. And I'm telling you, dude, this fast that I'm on and the intermittent fasting and the right supplements and getting on the right stuff to make sure your body's functioning with Dr. J and the blood tests. And you add that with the accountability and consistency. It's not fair. Because if I had this 15, 20 years ago, I would have walked around with an 8-pack this whole time. And I still think when my body's turning, when my body's really, every part of it's working, and I'm not looking forward to this day, but if I had a piece of pizza, it wouldn't break me. Now, there's really not a whole lot of, like I figured out ways to do stuff like, the Ninja Creamy. But what I love is yeah, you don't have to be at your son's Christmas or birthday party and not have a piece of pizza with him. If take him out, your body's working differently is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I mean, yesterday I took my kids down to the arcade and golf and stuff, and then my oldest boy's 13. He brought his friend, and the whole time they were begging us for fast food, and I tell them, hey, just so you know, over time, if you eat fast food consistently, it's really not good for your health and your mind. And a lot of people have problems in their lives because they habitually eat it. But I said, look, you see the way I live. I'm healthy. We eat clean at home. We work out. Every once in a while, it's okay to have something like that, And so we went to Five Guys after golf and stuff. I surprised him. He didn't think I was going to take them there. We went to Five Guys. I got a big double cheeseburger. Everyone ate. And it's that was one meal, though, out of the last 50 we've eaten that probably wouldn't be in the healthy category. But it's also dude, you get one life, at least what we know we're going to live here, right? So it's a balance between becoming our best selves, really disciplining ourselves and challenging ourselves to become our best. But also, you got to have moments where you can enjoy life, too. And it's really important. Here's the thing. For people that don't have discipline, though, I wouldn't give them this advice. I would say, hey, go through a season of saying no. Go through a season of sacrifice. Go through a season of the ultra commitment to yourself. So in your heart, you got what it takes. I did that for 10 years, Tommy. And you're saying right now, you could have that pizza and you'd be fine. Same with me. I know who I want to be. And I've proved to myself for so long that I am that guy, that I can have the double cheeseburger yesterday and get right back on track and not even skip a beat. But some people, that double cheeseburger turns into ice cream for dinner and then missing the gym this morning. And all this,
and then the drink, and then this, and then
yeah. So for most people, let's forge some discipline first. Let's see if you can actually commit to something. Then over time, you have these rewards and these little cheat meals, whatever you want to call them. And it's you find that ebb and flow in your life, that balance. There's no such thing as balance, but you find that rhythm. I found that rhythm, and it's I want to treat my family. I want them to have fun, but I also want us to have a great quality of life as well.
I got to start wrapping up here, but let's just say one thing in closing, Sean. The way I made it easy is I got rid of all the junk food out of the house because Bree did it with me. So, the alcohol's not hard. We still got bottles and beer and every freaking thing, and we got every flavor of vodka and gin and rum. I don't get tempted at all for alcohol. What I get tempted at is about 2 a.m. when I wake up, is if there's a cookie. And I wake up with regret, but it's so easy to just eat some crap. So now it's all gone. That was the first thing. So get rid of it out of the house. Number 2, I'd say spend a little bit more money, buy organic, and stop eating out. Number 2. Number 3, start this 3-day fast. I'm probably going to go 4 or 5 days and do the bone marrow broth and electrolytes. Then go intermittent fasting. And go get your blood done from Dr. J or whoever you've got that could look at everything. He looks at 5 major things, and a lot of it has to do with your endocrine system and how your body is metabolizing, how your blood is, what your blood needs. It looks at your hormonal levels and just So making sure you're getting everything you need. But I cannot believe the way I feel. Like on this is day 3. Shit. Wait a minute. I started on Sunday. Today's Tuesday. Yeah, this is day 3. Yeah. So this is day 3 of my fast. And I'm telling you, like, dude, my mental, my cognitive, the brain power that's coming out. If you guys knew, and I'm not bullshitting, this isn't like some made up, like, to try to get you guys excited about something. I feel like my brain is on overdrive. Like, if there was a next gear, like a Ferrari in 6th gear, the stuff I'm wakeboarding, the focus has just been incredible. And what's scary, Sean, is if I keep this up, I got to where I'm at drinking quite a bit. I got to where I'm at eating like shit. I got to where I'm at not taking supplements, not getting my body right. I got to where I'm at not praying as much as I should. I got to where I'm at not being very good to breathe. I got to where I'm at not really working out near as hard as I could. What if all this gets changed like it is today? Then what? How much more of a mentor and a leader? And how much further can I go? That's the question. And now I'm ready because I feel it. I feel it. And I got to thank you because you really, your words of inspiration, the accountability, the fact that you've done this with so many people, the way to get started, the way to hold it down, the temptations when I'm traveling, of just, not planning on it, making sure that there's so many things that we've discussed and we've worked on. So
yeah, and I want to point this out, and I know we got to end it, but look, I love this too because people look at a guy like you who has amazing results, right? And they're going to be inspired by what you're doing. So you have to recognize you have a responsibility to those around you, thousands of people. But check this out. When we improve who we are, like when you look in the mirror and you know that that's a better version of Tommy that existed a couple months ago, and you do that consistently over time, and this is for anybody listening, you improve who you are. Like, you're working out, you're eating better, you're doing all the right stuff for yourself. You then start to look at all these other areas of life, your relationship with your wife or significant other, the way you talk to or lead or treat employees, customers, business, just everything in life, your parenting. And you
church,
start to go,
religion,
everything. Yeah. And you start to go, you know what? I can do that a little better. I could do that a little better. You know what? And you start to see all these little areas in your entire life that you can improve upon. It's because deep down inside, you're increasing or elevating your own self-worth. Your own identity is literally evolving because of the work you're putting in on yourself. So for anyone listening, you want to be a better husband, father, business owner, you want to be more in depth and attuned to your faith, I'm telling you, you got to focus on yourself. Improve yourself. Find these areas that you need to improve. Like Tommy said, he's not drinking, he's eating clean, he's working out. He's treating himself like $1 billion asset, $1 trillion asset, because you get one life, one body, right? So when you improve and focus on yourself that way, everything in your life you start to look at it and analyze it. And like I said, you start to see areas that you can improve across the board. And that's how you live the ultimate life, in my opinion. Like, fitness is a catalyst. But there's so much more that goes into this journey. So I'm really glad you pointed that out, Tommy, because there's somebody probably listening who's a business owner, a parent, their relationship with their wife or husband's not what it used to be, whatever it is. And I want you guys to all know you can fix and improve those things and have the best life you ever imagined, but it starts with you. You have to look in the mirror and know you're giving your all to this life and you're doing everything to be your best self. And I promise you're going to start to improve those other areas of your life as well.
100%. And I'll just tell you, the more I hang out with Joe Polish and his savants, the more you realize how bad some of the food we're eating, the processed food, it should be illegal.
It should be. It's so
bad. 1 out of 3 kids are diabetic and having to take insulin. Like that used to be an anomaly. 1 out of 1,000.
It's ridiculous and embarrassing what we're allowing to happen in this country. And it's like people are they tiptoe around the subject. Like, I'll just say it. Look, if you're fat and you have a fat kid, I said this last time, I'd throw your ass in jail. Like, it's a crime because you're raising this young person to be picked on, ridiculed, low self-esteem, just a horrible life. Like, the food that you eat is so important. And it's crazy that we have a plethora of options out there and they're all bad for our minds, our bodies, and our souls, dude. Like, go back to eating cows, fruits, vegetables, chickens, eat whole foods, throw all that crap away, all the processed food, all the fruity drinks that have all these calories, and your mental health is going to improve. You don't have ADHD, you don't have anxiety. You have really bad habits and you're being poisoned by the food that we're marketing to our own people. Like, it's crazy, Tommy. But look at that's why it's so much bigger than just you getting abs, dude. You need to be like a conduit, a vessel of this message to the
Yeah,
world.
no, that's what I'm doing, and that's why I put it out. That's why I'm doing this Facebook stuff. I'm doing this I want people to know the journey. Um, Sean, I was in San Antonio for the Clope convention, and I did an hour of cardio, and then I worked out after that, and I think it was like 504 calories, right? And I didn't go sprints. I'm easing into it. I went at about 3.9, probably 4 incline. And I went up and down. He's got the heartbeat up and down around that. So that night, I had just been drinking water. And I said, hey, listen to the lady. I said, can you grab me a lemonade? She grabs me a lemonade. I go like this. 375 calories for a bottle of lemonade. The sugar, I mean, I felt like kind of a weirdo, like reading the label of a lemonade bottle and being like, ooh. But I'm like, dude, there's no way in hell. I'm not doing it. I worked out for an hour to blow it because of this little bottle of lemonade. Like, I'm sorry. That's just, it's so simple. It's so simple. This theory. But why would you do this alone? Sean, listen, I'll just tell you guys this. I'm part of Sean's group. I believe in what Sean's doing. You're working with Whitney now. If there's women, I got to tell you this. If you're going to be part of it, you've got to get the wife and you've got to get the husband, vice versa. You've got to have both. It is so freaking hard to do it when someone else is not bought in. And if they love you enough and they want to live for you and they want their life to be better and they want to, like, you guys need to do this together. You need to clear out the house. If you want that shit for your kids and you want all the crazy shit and give them all the bad stuff, then leave it in a closet that someone else has access to. I don't really understand that. Like, yeah, we're going to get in great shape for our kids, but we're going to continue to give them the worst shit on the planet. And hopefully, yeah, their kids, they'll burn it off. I'm sure, you know what? They've got recess. Every kid gets cookies. That's for grandma's house, okay? And hopefully they're naturally made stuff. It just bothers me what people say to themselves. And they say they love their families. But yet every decision they make, I look at your calendar, I look at your credit card, I see what you're putting in your body, I see what you're giving them. How much love do you have? But Sean, I gotta go, dude. I'm already 10 minutes late. Just give us something to close us out.
No, I mean, you hit the nail on the head. It's like, your results don't lie in life, right? So people say they want to live their best life. Or I want this, I want this, I want this. Just go take your shirt off and look in the mirror. Like you said, look in your bank account. Look at the quality of your relationships. The best thing we can do is be honest with ourselves and then get pissed off if we're not where we want to be and use that to drive you to really get some results. Like, you owe it to yourself first and foremost, not your kids, not your wife, not whoever. You have to do it for you. When you want it for you, it'll last. But when you say you're going to do it for other people, most times you fall off eventually. So you have to get into the point where you look in the mirror, you love who you see. That's a catalyst for growth in all areas. You say you love your kids, you love your wife, you want to be your best self. We'll prove it. Tommy's proven it. I'm proving it. Like, your results are what prove what you really value in life and how bad you want it, how much you care. So I want to see a bunch of warriors and a bunch of champions changing the world. That's what me and Tommy are out here to do. And we need you by our side.
I got one final thing that I have to say is, if you're talking to your significant other and they say, don't get in too good a shape, don't get too ripped up. Don't get too muscular. Don't get in like, you know what they're saying deep down? They're like, stay down to my level. don't become too good. Don't love yourself too much. Don't go to this next level that I can't keep up with. Don't respect yourself that much, because if you go there, you might not love me. See, we're equal right now. We don't really respect ourselves together. It's like, what does a drug dealer say? Yeah, you can wean off of it, but just every once in a while doesn't matter. Yeah, we can drink. Let's just drink a little less. Don't get too good. But man, because it really does affect relationships when you start respecting yourself and the other person doesn't. So that's why you guys should do it together. Anyways, Sean, I appreciate you, brother. Thanks for doing this. And thank you for all the help, man. I appreciate you.
Absolutely. Let's keep it going.
I'm on it, baby. Day 3. Let's go.
Crushing it.
See ya.
All right, brother.